Today we're talking about Alice, the Madness Returns, an American McGee game developed by Spicy Horse, published by EA. That means there is some type of new purchase only pass. This pass leads to the ability to download the first Alice game from 2000. This review does not cover that game,
due to the fact that you got too frustrated with it and decided to move on to the main course.
So the main game, Alice Madness Returns, runs on the Unreal Engine, an engine that has been used by numerous developers. This means you can expect the same 30-second load time on area textures.
Who cares about the ground? There's only one texture I'm thinking of. You know what I mean. Yeah?
I hope you're talking about Alice's hair. I agree the developers did a good job at making sure her hair flows naturally. But when you zoom in on her head, this makes her look like she has doll hair, which means it's spaced so that it's possible to see her scalp.
Yeah, that's totally not what I'm thinking about here. Idiot.
Okay, well, moving along to the gameplay. What to expect is an adventure game reminiscent of the recent Legend of Zelda games, as far as like a lock-on feature is concerned. You have 4 different weapons. You have a Vorpal Blade, which is like a short-range knife weapon. You have a Hobby Horse, which is like your heavy hammer weapon. You have a Pepper Grinder, which is like your rapid-fire machine gun type weapon. You have a tea kettle, which serves to be like a cannon or grenade launcher type thing.
Chicks with knives, they're pretty hot.
With 4 different weapons, sometimes you have to play around to figure out exactly what it's going to take to best your enemies. Maybe hit them with the Hobby Horse and go in quick with the Vorpal Blade.
Yeah, hit it! Hit it!
Story-wise, we are following Alice as she searches for memories that lead to who started the fire that killed her family and burnt down the house in the first game. If you've not played the first game, the story does not punish you for this. It does a good job of filling you in on the real-world events that happen in that installment, and hints at what happened in Wonderland when you encounter certain characters. Now this time around, Wonderland is being destroyed by a train that leaves ink blots in its wake. These ink blots make up the majority of your enemies.
You know, for the killing.
As stated before, each enemy type has a weakness that can be exploited. Some cover their weak spots, but one good hit from the Hobby Horse and the weak spots are exposed. Although some enemy types don't have a clear-cut way to avoid their or stop their attacks, other than constantly running away from them.
I'll let her get into my weak spot. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean.
The story does a good job of jumping through Wonderland and Victoria, London, sometimes leaving you unsure as to if you are in the real world or not.
Like that time I was at Burning Man. Holy shit, I had no idea where I was.
Speaking of hallucinogens, when you get to the caterpillars area, you actually have to take a drag off of a hookah to reveal new pathways. Along with this, you do have to drink the shrinking potion regularly to reveal platforms and keyholes that are not visible to you when you're fully grown.
Short chicks. Short chicks are hot.
This becomes a nuisance due to one sequence where you have to make a leap of faith due to not being able to shrink then jump while the timer is running down. This leads me to things that frustrate me the most about this game during its platforming section. Other than platforms you can only see when you're small, there are these airstreams that you must leap into. They take you up a certain height Then you must leap to the nearest platform or airstream. Sometimes I ran into a glitch where the game would not let Alice go any higher than the level she entered the jet stream at, making it so that I could not reach the next point without falling to my death and having to restart from the last checkpoint.
Oh, but you missed the best part about those air thingies. They make it so you can look up a skirt.
This is not the only point of frustration in the game. There are these sliding sections where you must avoid hot piles of coal. The collision detection on these sections is so bad that if you're not hanging off the edge of the slide, you will take damage. This also leads me to the sections where you have to steer a severed doll's head around an area that can only remind me of Sonic the Hedgehog running through molasses with a crappy camera.
Creepy Darth kids and their doll heads. What's with them?
One of the last things I want to mention are the dresses.
Oh yeah, the dresses!
Every area has a certain dress that corresponds with it. In the Mad Hatter's area, you don this steampunk-inspired dress. On a second playthrough, you can use these and dresses from DLC to either buff or nerf Alice. One of these DLC dresses looks like slabs of meat just thrown on her, and give Alice the ability to go all nutso whenever she wants. Having made it through the game with never using this ability, I have no idea what it looks like.
Good job doing the research there, dumbass.
All in all, I would have to say that the game was fun. The story kept me interested, even if the puzzles became repetitive after the first time they were used. Unless you really have to have it new to get the code for the first Alice, I would say rent or wait for bargain bin used.
Okay, so how's about we wrap this shit up and you turn that game on so I can look up a skirt a little bit more? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, next time we'll be looking at Dark Void.
No shit! Hey, I got 2 words for you. Nolan, North. Nuff said.